Walk through the old lanes of Jodhpur with him, and you'll see shopkeepers wave, children smile, strangers stop for a quick conversation. At first, you might assume that he has spent his entire life here, but Caron is not from Rajasthan. He is a 77-year-old Irishman who came to India 9 years ago and has somehow become one of the city's own.
His journey to Jodhpur wasn't driven by tourism or retirement. It began much earlier with stories passed down by his mother.
So most tourists come to Jodhpur looking for forts, palaces, blue houses. Caron came looking for something else. He came looking for the city that his mother was really attached to. He says that his mother had stayed in the city for some time and was greatly influenced by Indian culture, and this is something that drew him here. But since then, he also saw the stepwells, and he says that he has great attachment towards water. He believes in the cause of saving water, and this is exactly why these bavlis that once served as gathering points and water supply systems but are now often neglected and buried in debris.
For Caron, these baolis weren't just heritage structures. They were reminders of how communities once valued water and how easily that connection has faded over time.
I'd like to see a program where young people are educated about the value of water in their lives. So they see water as a treasure, an unmeasurable treasure that comes to us all as a gift of nature. And we should always remember that a gift like that should not be spurned. It should not be taken for granted. And the water here is actually very good in the desert areas. It's lovely water. And having clean water is very special.
So,
That is my wish.
how did you come to India? Since how long have you been here?
I've been here now roughly about 9 years. And I came to India by plane from Europe, from England. And I was given inspiration to come here from my mother, and her childhood, her youth was spent in Kashmir with her father and mother, who were her sort of guides and caring for her in the way that was innate to their family. They were very loving people. They cared for my mother, who was called Elaine, and she then changed her name to Caroline, and eventually she was sort of blessed by visiting India on several occasions, and she learned a lot about India in that process. And now I want to also spend time in India. In fact, I hope to leave this planet in India. I want to live here till the day I die. So I'm looking forward to the last years of my life here in India. And I have a good friendship with the Maharaja of Jodhpur, who I planted a lot of trees for, olive trees, and they're out in the Balsamand gardens that are run by his family. And his daughters are very environmental people. They really set a good example to us, the two daughters of the Maharaja. Wonderful people. And I would like to ask them to remain my friends as long as they care to. And I hope to be able to stay here in India indefinitely and even become a citizen of India. That's my dream, to be a citizen of this lovely country.
As of now, how often do you go back to your hometown?
My home is India now. I've left England. My daughters told me, don't come back here to England. The place is declining due to corruption and bad government. And she says, you just live in India. It's a beautiful place. And you have no reason not to leave it apart from the heat.
Over the last several years, Caron has worked with volunteers to clean stepwells across the city. Some have improved, others still need restoration.
There's a lot of water now being cleaned from the Gulab Sagar. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's worth a visit from people to come and have a look and see what is being done by the government. The Nagar Nigam is showing a lot of interest at the moment in cleaning these water bodies. And Fateh Sagar, Gulab Sagar are being cleaned now. Very nice work that is being undertaken.
But he believes that cleaning alone isn't enough. Many of these structures require restoration, and sustained financial support is missing.
Well, mainly it's lack of support. Lack of support from organizations like NGOs. And I just don't feel supported in the way that is needed to achieve the work we're doing. There's a lot of structural work on the jhalras and the baoris. They need to be refurbished. A lot of stonework has to be replaced. And there's a great deal to be done here. But only if the government shows a little bit of interest and puts some funds down can this work be done. Because the Kila, Mirangar Trust, doesn't seem to have the resources to do this work at the moment. So I'm looking forward to help from different organizations.
As he walks through Jodhpur, every stepwell has a story.
This is Malabag Bauri. The water has risen a lot just recently in the last few days. There's been a big rise in the water. And we had the princess, one of the princesses of Jodhpur came here to bless the place and to ask, what's that meant to mean? Hey! Well, well, crazy.
One of the princesses of Jodhpur has come here.
Yes, she came here and blessed the place, and they gave a sort of a meeting to me to come and meet her at the palace, which I did. And I enjoyed a visit to her, and I recommended that she take issue with this question of the hygiene in the city.
Not every water body is in poor condition. Some, he says, show what's possible when they're looked after.
You know, first it was very dirty, but I sort of did my best to get it into better shape. So now it's looking quite a lot better. And it's just a question of sort of trying to maintain this place now. And there are occasionally efforts made by volunteers to look after it. And I think it's just a question of showing an interest in it. The garden hasn't been maintained here. The garden is all dead. No water has been given to anything. Because no one takes any interest. There's no money in it. No one is paid anything. So they don't look after it. It's quite natural, you know. The government needs to come forth with some money for the maintenance of these places. And if they do that, there will be a good maintenance of them. It's a question of funds being made available. Malabag Jhalra, one of the biggest jhalras of the city, as far as I'm aware. And it's being maintained quite nicely, actually. There's only a bit of plastic in here, plastic bottles and bags. But I think this can be maintained well if people take notice of the quality of the water and so on. It's only a question of looking after the place. And there's lots of fish here. It's full of fish. Lots of catfish are in this water. And it's only a question of sort of getting used to the small sort of idiosyncrasies of untidiness that affect these water bodies. particularly from the point of view of um, the, the sort of the effluent plastic that gets everywhere. Truly terrible substance, but so useful. It's the overall part of plastic. It's a question of how we recycle it. And plastic is not in itself unhygienic unless you burn it. If you just harvest it and let the ladies do their work, sort of selling it in the black market and so on, then it's perfectly good.
For Karen, preserving these spaces isn't only about conservation, it's also about bringing people back to them.
They're historical and they can be looked after very nicely if the government shows real concern for them and turns them into a tour. You can have a tour where people will visit these places and they can have swimming parties here. It would be lovely, lovely place for this sort of thing. I say let's use these places more. I think the question is just a bit of planning, a bit more planning by the government, a bit more funds put in for this cleaning work that has to be done. And I don't see any reason why they shouldn't keep these places beautiful and really lovely they are. Welcome to Jodhpur and come and see the realities of Jodhpur. You'll enjoy it a lot.
In Jodhpur, this is Saman Hussain reporting for The Print.